Okay. Now, okay. Now this, I don't know, like how this is arranged, but this course is actually for classes who majored in forestry, right? And just like I posting the WeChat group, the class number is 2001091, and I only have 15 students' name in my roster. So now I guess now I understand why there are 18 of us. I guess 3 of you are from what? Wood science? From another college, I guess. Okay, so now we go on with our introduction. Okay. So the fourth purpose of why we study phytochemistry is that to elucidate their therapeutic mechanism. So in order to do so, we'll observe the absorption, distribution, metabolism, and excretion process of the natural drug in human body or animal as well. And to study the relationship between the chemical structure, their physical and chemical properties, and the physiological activities of these active components or ingredients, so as to gradually clarify the principle of how this natural drug in prevention in preventing or treating the diseases. This is also a basic method to study the principle of natural drug in the prevention and treatment of diseases. And to clarify the material basis of these natural drugs. And finally, we can explore the application of natural products in addition to, besides their use in medicine, also in agriculture, food, and cosmetics. For example, natural pesticides or natural healthcare foods like tea, polyphenol, and resveratrol as an antioxidants, and natural cosmetics, for example, volatile oil from petals and pigments and species, etc. So phytochemistry is widely used in the field of Chinese medicine, and it's been a long time. It's been a long history that we Chinese people use this natural resources from nature, and especially in the field of herbal medicine. And the phytochemical study techniques mainly apply to the quality control of the Chinese traditional medicine or herbal medicine of various chemical components, such as the ones these ones we are gonna take a look into in this semester in our series talks sopene alkaloids, volatile oil, flavonoids, and so on, so forth. And for the future prospects of this subject, excuse me, in most of the cases, these biologically active compounds, or we can say bioactive components for short, in the herbal medicine have not been fully understood, have not been fully determined. So we have a lot of research and study that's still ongoing. And it is important to use the phytochemicals methods to screen and analyze the bioactive components, not only for the quality control of the crude drug, but also for elucidation of their therapeutic mechanisms. And modern pharmacological studies indicate that binding to receptors or ion channel on cell membranes is the first step of some drug actions. A new method in phytochemistry called biochromatography has been developed, and this method combines the human red cell membrane extraction and high-performance liquid chromatography to screen potential active components in Chinese medicines. In 2015, the Nobel Prize for the Nobel Prize of Physiology and Medicine goes to Yu Tu, who discovered antihistamine, and Dr. William Campbell and Satoshi Omura, who discovered ivermectin. Professor Yu Tu is a Chinese. She's famous in China also because she got the Nobel Prize, right? If you got Nobel Prize, you are famous within the whole country. And she actually studied for artemisinin for a long time as her lifetime career. And by the time she got Nobel Prize, she also gave a lecture entitled Artemisinin, a gift from traditional Chinese medicine to the world. So we know if a subject is or a field of research is got a Nobel Prize, then we all know that it's a promising research field, right? So I think phytochemistry is also, in this sense, is also promising for the future prospects. So as for these are the general introduction to the to phytochemistry as a subject or research field. As for our course, course goals, I think after completion of this course, students would have the knowledge and the skill that enables him or her to understand, describe, and deal with the chemistry of bioactive products from plant origin, and students should understand the basic knowledge of the chemistry and the structure of the plants constitutes related to phytochemistry, including their biological sources, their distribution, their uses in industrial or clinics, their physical and chemical properties of various kinds of natural products, and then master the methods of extraction, methods of extracting, isolating, and identifying their structures. And for this part, that's why we have a practical phytochemistry lab for you to practice, right? And for the lab, I think for those of who are not on campus right now, we will have a makeup lab whenever you come back to campus. Okay, so for now, these are the lab is only given to students who are on campus right now, and there are several chapters of this course, including in addition to the introduction that we talk about today. From next meeting, we will talk about saccharides, glycosides, and extraction, isolation, and identification of the phytochemicals and volatile oils and terpene as chapter 5, and the tannins as chapter 6, and alkaloids, amino acids, protein, peptide, and enzymes. And finally, we'll talk about other bioactive compounds from plants. For students' learning assessment, we have a process assessments that account for 40% in these, including the assignments, homeworks that we give every so often, and the attendance. We have a final essay and presentation, but that depends on how many time we left after we complete our lectures. But the final essay is a must. For the final essay, you can pick one type of the phytochemicals that you personally interested in. So that means depends on your choice. And for presentation, I think it depends on how many how many lecture hours are left. And the final exam account for 60%. The recommended books I have already uploaded in the WeChat groups, right? The first one, textbook of pharmacognosy and phytochemistry. This book is it is like 400 or 500 pages, and it's actually you know, contain materials other than our course. That means we only take a small portion of it. And for the second one, the treatise on phytochemistry, it's more like a handbook, you know, describing each of the specific phytochemicals. So I also upload this one, right? You may use that as a handbook of your choice. And the third one, phytochemistry, the organic metabolite volume, it has volume 1 and volume 2. It's this one I actually found in our campus library. This one is a little bit old-fashioned. It's published in 1973, and if you are interested, you can also check in our library, in our campus library. Other than that, we have recommended journals that you might search for articles when writing your final essays. The first one, Phytochemistry, is a specialized international journal on plant biochemistry and natural organic chemistry. And the second one, Journal of Natural Product, is a research article journal by ACS and American Pharmacognosy Association. And the third one, Planta Medica, is from a publisher in Germany, I guess. And the third one, Organic Letters, this one compared to the first one is not a specific phytochemistry journal, more broad on all kinds of organic chemistry research article. It's just the phytochemicals is a small portion of the organic chemistry study. So I also put this one. And the last one is the natural product reports. It's actually a review journal on natural product research by Royal Society of Chemistry, so publisher in England. All right, so this is the some introduction to our course, and then we will talk about okay.